channel. On today's tutorial, we are having the continuation of our beginners sewing course session 4. And if you missed it, if this is your first time, you need to watch the session 1, 2, 3, and then you join us here. And if you're new and you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. So today we are going to learn how to sew on side seams, and we're going to do a little bit of a project. Yes, we're going to do a little bit of a project. So let's dive right into it. I'll see you in my next video. So this simple project is going to take you at least 5 to 10 minutes for you to get it done. So what we are taking away from here is we're going to learn how to sew this, make a scrunchie, and what we're taking home is we're going to learn how to create the seam allowance when we are sewing, and what we are going to do on the sides of the fabric after creating the seam allowance. So we need to see what happens after creating a seam allowance and after. So now this is a fabric. This is a fabric that I've cut out. It is 19 inches, 18.5 inches by 4.5 inches. Yeah. And we'll be needing elastic band. This elastic is 8 inches, as you can see, 8 inches. So what we are going to do now is, as we have discussed before, we know the back and we can tell the front. So we are going to fold this inwards this way. And if you feel you're not comfortable yet, to sew on the seam, you can create a marking here. So if you feel that you're not comfortable enough to just sew it directly in there, what you need to do is you create a marking first of all, because we're going to fold this inwards like so. Remember, I said my seam allowance is 5 inches. Yeah, so I create the marking where I'm going to stitch. This will be a guide. So we create this marking here. So we're going to stitch here. We're going to go ahead and stitch here. Better still, even as you put the marking here, you can still use the pin and pin it just to secure it, to make sure that it's in place, so that when you're done with your sewing, it's not bent, it's straight. So that is the whole idea of doing this. So when we are done with this now, we are going to stitch. We're going to stitch on that line. Okay. So as I'm doing this, I'm taking down this lever down. When the needle goes down that way. Yeah. I'm going to press on my pedal. When I press on my pedal, I'm going to go backwards. Remember that before you start sewing, you need to secure the ends, the beginning and the end. So I'm going to press on my foot pedal, then I go backwards like so. Then when I got into the tip, the end of it, yeah, when I got into the end of it, then now we are coming forward towards me. Then as I'm going, I'm taking my needle, my pin out. When I get to where the pin is, before getting to where the pin is, I take out the pin. We keep going. I take out my pin. So that is it. Remember, when we get to the end, we secure it. Backwards, forward, and done. Then the lever here goes up. We pull it out and we cut. This is what we have here. Yeah, this is what we have. This is what we've done so far. So now that we have done this, so we are going to fold this into two like so, and we're going to fold it into two like so. Then repeat the same process like what I did before, but now I'm using my pin. I start here to pin. You can give the gap as you want. If you want it closer, if you want it further away, that is all on you, how you want it. So we're just going to basically going to do that until we get to the end of this fabric. So this is what it's looking like now. Can you see? Yeah. So what we are going to do now, because you want to sew on a straight line, this is mainly for beginners, as I said earlier, because you want to sew on your straight line. Remember, we have our seam allowance that we always leave. Remember, I said my seam allowance is half an inch. This is half an inch. This is an inch. This is an inch, and this is half an inch. Here, I place my half inch here. Then I make my marking, straight line marking, so that I don't make a mistake. I make sure that my sewing is on a straight line. So you keep going like so, keep going like so, and you just keep going like so. Don't be in a hurry to do it. Just make sure that what you're doing is on a straight line. So then when you're done, you now let the lines meet each other, because you've created a lot of lines here, short lines. If you want, you can use your ruler. If you want to purchase your sewing items, you can visit my Amazon website in my description box, and there you find everything that you need for your sewing. Just click on the link in my description box, Amazon description box, and you get everything that you want from your sewing, all your sewing essentials. So now that we've created this line, the essence of this line is just to make you sew on a straight line. So now we've gotten what we need, what we want, so we're going to sew on this straight line. Remember that we've stitched here before, this area before, yeah? So we're going to go ahead and, remember, we put the lever down, we take out our pin. You don't want to sew on the pin, because when you sew on the pin, both the needle and the pin are going to, when they collide together, one of it is going to break. It's either the needle breaks or this pin breaks. So you need to be very careful about that. So we wind down to make sure that the needle is down. Press on your pedal backwards. Then we go forward. Just take your time. Don't be in a hurry. And when you're using the pedal, just think about it like you're driving a car. When you press on your accelerator, it goes very fast. And when you press it gently, it goes slowly. Yeah? Yeah? When you press, yeah? So that is how it is when you're doing this. When you press on the pedal, you control how fast and how slow you want it to go. So I press it, and so when we are getting towards the end, let's remember, when we get to the end, backwards, forward, and that's it. We pull the lever up and pull out. By the time you do this 2-3 times, it becomes so easy because it's stuck in the head. You already know it. Even as you're sleeping, someone asks you how to do this, so you already know. We have done this. Now that we have done this, we are going to go ahead and open here up where our seam is, where we created our seam allowance, yeah, and we are going to iron it. We'll iron here. The essence of doing this is whenever you're making clothes, whatever it is you're doing, make it the best, make it stand out, make it look better, make it look beautiful, and that is what ironing does. So we're going to iron this. I'm going to open it here all the way out like that, iron it flat, then turn it inside out and iron again. Yeah. So you open it like so and iron it all the way down like so. So now that we have done this, as you can see, see what it's looking like. This is what it's looking like. Yeah. So we're going to use our skewer to turn this inside out. We're going to bring it inside out. My dear, skewer is my best friend. I use skewer for when I need to do projects like this, where I need to turn these things from inside out. So all I need to do is I tuck this in like so, and I tuck it in like so. Yeah, tuck it in like so. I use a skewer to push it down. It's just moving it, push it down. You're pushing. The more you're pushing it, as you're pushing it, everything is going inside. Make sure you're not pushing it hard because you don't want to perforate the fabric. So you just push and push gently. And if you don't know how to use this skewer, you can actually use a safety pin. Safety pin is actually really, really good to use as well. So this is basically what I'm doing. See? So when I get here, I pull it out. Then remember that we've tied this elastic here. So you need to hold it from here. Then push this all out from here. Push it all the way out. Remember to continue holding this from here. If you want, you can use your safety pin to pin it as well. You can use your pin, ordinary pin, and just pin it while trying to pass this in. But remember, this needs to be out here. Yeah? While it's here, we're going to use our skewer to pull this out. Like so. So once it's out, like so, you unravel it. You unravel the elastic. Remember that this is still here. This is still here. And this is still here. Yeah? So now that we've done that, our scrunchie is gradually coming to life. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this, unpin this, take out the pin, then we tie it. We're going to tie these two together like so. Tie. I usually secure mine like 2 to 3 times, and I feel that that is more than secured enough. Then I tie it the 3rd time, and I think this is good to go. So you can see we are gradually getting there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to here that we have stitched, we're going to tuck the rough edges. This one has got rough edges. We're going to tuck it inside here like so. Just tuck everything in. This is where we have stitched earlier, so we're going to tuck in the rough edges here. We're going to tuck it right in here like so. Tuck it in like so. So after tucking it in like that, if you want, you can use needle and thread to secure it, or you use your sewing machine to secure it. But I am going to use my sewing machine to secure it, and I'll show you the end. I'm just going to sew it straight from here. As you can see, I just put it there. Remember your seam allowance. Then we press the needle and press the pedal. We go backwards. Backwards. Then we'll come forward. Then to secure it again, we'll go backwards. So this is what our scrunchie is looking like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye and God bless.